Hey, what's going on, guys? Colin here with CH Sports, coming back at you guys with another sporting adventure. And before we get into the video, I just wanted to thank today's video sponsor, as well as my own personal sponsor, AGL Discs. AGL is a disc manufacturer out of California, and they are on the come up. They have some pretty sweet plastic, and if you wanted to check them out, their website is agldiscs.com. And if you use code CHSports, that's capital CHS, lowercase PORTS, you'll get 15% off your order at agldisc.com. I will also leave a link to their website down in the description below. Other than that, let's get into the video, guys.
Hey everyone, it is Scott Withers. I am here with Dion Arlyn, and this is the Almost Beaver State Fling. We had to do something on the weekend that Milo was in all 36 holes. So, Dion, how you doing?
Doing great, Scott. Thanks for having me on.
All right, so moving on. Obviously, I'm playing. Dion's playing. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, you guys know who I am. I'm from Washington. Chandler and I came down to try to put a beat down on yourself and our fourth player who subbed in at the last minute, your friend, Justin Joers.
Yeah, old Justin. So he is a now Masters age player out of Tualatin, grew up in Southern Oregon with me, but we travel together all the time. One of my best friends, like you said, last minute addition to this group. He was actually just going to come and caddy for me for the round, but never bad to throw a 990 Masters player in. So maybe we'll get to see how the normal non-big arm plays Milo while the other three of us try to out-throw everyone. But skins format, Dion, why don't you go ahead and explain that to everyone?
You bet. So CH Sports hosted us. Thanks, CH, for the channel and coming out. AGL sponsoring the video and the channel. So for skins, we're playing $10 a hole. We've got all 36 holes at Milo, and we're kicking it off on hole 1 east.
Yeah, so we're starting on the east side of the Beaver State Fling layout. Justin pulls his drive. Tried to throw a 150 class T-Bird, he did. I went with an MD3, got it around the corner. I kind of liked what it was doing, and then like every shot, it pushes a little too far.
Exactly. I'm ripping on an ESP Meteor. I pull it a little inside, but I get a friendly little trickle, which actually slows down the turn and then puts me in a decent spot. Chan throwing the Comet. He's a big Comet guy. So nice slow gliding turn there for him.
Yeah, when you threw your shot, we were kind of joking that it was in the trees and got lucky on hole 1 to fight through. But then we got up there and you were like 20 or 25 feet, and you can see the rest of us all really didn't have birdie opportunities.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an odd hole. You got to cut the corner super tight, but when you turn that far, getting it back to the hole is the challenge. So the trees actually slowed me down, which did me a favor.
Yeah, and in the skins
I take
format,
$10 right off the top. Yeah.
In the skins format, you say, why wait? Let's jump in. You're going to grab $10 on the first hole and make it a little less fun for everyone on hole number 2.
I think I said, I'm not going home empty-handed. Mission accomplished. Goal number 1.
Hole 2's a kind of an interesting hole too. So you start with 2 big Anheuser shots, and you're going super high, super turnover. And one of the things that Dave Fehlberg told me about this hole years ago when we were playing around was just try to land a roller on top of the pin, and that's your best chance to get a birdie.
Yeah, I tried just that and came a little short. Justin a little more conventional with the forehand flick to the gap, and he ducked in a little early.
He's going to play safer on a lot of shots, and you'll see on this video, and because it is skins format, you're going to see some of us play pretty aggressive. I went Roadrunner. It was a little wide out of my hand, but ended up thankfully pushing around the corner, and this shot by Chandler looked great in the air here.
Yeah, throwing the Comet again, almost the exact same shot as hole 1, which is hysterical because those holes look so different.
And Comets, if you haven't thrown one, they seem like they just hold their glide to the right forever. And even if you throw them on a hyzer, it's such a late flip that it kind of works for this hole, while I think we both went driver trying to get it up and down.
Yeah, I'm going aggressive. I'm trying to basically hit the tree at the top of the hill right above the basket and fall to the basket. So a couple of aggressive bids, and Chandler with a nice stab. So now you're the last guy with an opportunity here.
Yep, and the one thing you can't do when you're putting with a slope is miss low into the cage because it's going to roll every time. That one didn't matter because it's skins format. It hit my bag, saved me a couple feet. But you can tell with the edits on these videos, if the shots didn't matter, then either we had picked them up or Colin, who runs CH Sports, did us a favor for video purposes and just cut them out of the film.
That's right. Yep. What you saw, like on my approach there, I hit the ceiling and bounced 100 feet left. I would never throw anything that aggressive that pushes the ceiling that high on that approach shot.
No, but it's fun. You're trying to get out. You're trying to make birdies in this format, and I know that kind of the way that the round goes with skins is you're going to play so much more aggressive than normal. You're busting out. What is that, a Predator on the shot?
Predator flex shot. Yeah, I didn't get it around the tree and then end up in jail.
And then Justin's pulling out his 150 T-Bird again and kind of hits the ante line here. This is the line that I try to throw too. It's like the only hole in the world where I feel like I just throw it at the group of trees and hope something plinkos through, but it just seems to get down to putting range pretty often.
Yeah, not a bad play. And what's fun about skins is you don't have to be good for the whole day. You just have to be good at the right time. And you'll see that come to pass in our battle where, some dudes might be playing awesome and helping push and push and push the holes, but you only have to be the best guy on one hole to take the pot.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it afterwards, and no spoiler alerts with who wins how many skins or whatever, but Justin might have had the best score out of all of us for the day and had a lot of big putts and stuff, which is super fun to watch. But then you'll see totals and stuff at the end, but it just kind of goes to prove that you don't necessarily have to be the best player in the group to come out on top or to have a good round during skins, because everyone is trying to fire at every single shot as you throw a 50-footer off the band there.
Yeah, it felt good out of my hand. I switched up to the Page Pierce Fierce in the last, actually about a week before this video. It's the first time actually using them for the round. And Justin for 2 skins here. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Justin.
Yeah, maybe a little early morning on camera nerves. I mean, he didn't know that he was playing until about 7 o'clock the morning of.
That's right. Crabtree was going to be our 4th, and he injured his throwing hand right before we were coming down. So it was just a late sub there. But I actually really like Justin. I like his game. I'm glad he had the opportunity to show it off.
Yeah, he gets out and has fun always, especially in events like this. He's super positive, and he can be just as hard on himself as anyone else would ever be on him. He likes to make fun of his bad shots and has fun, gets out there and jokes. And we move to hole 4, which is one of the easier holes and definitely the shortest hole on this east side. A birdie that in singles you really want to get, and you go textbook, probably a zone right next to the basket.
Yeah, drone. Yeah, I'd actually don't throw the zone, which is a little weird, especially because I'm so forehand heavy, but found the drone in 2010 and never looked back.
Justin throws his dart. I'm going P2 here and throw a terrible shot that just happens to scoot far enough that I'll be left with like a 30-footer, but that was a big-time misfire.
Yeah, that's all you need, though, on this hole.
Sometimes that miss to the left, even though it's bad, ends up in a better spot than mean-faced Chandler does from pulling it just a little bit and throwing it into the trees.
Look at that slowest roll of all time.
And Justin, to put a big birdie on the board because we're both outside the circle and you're tapping in. So,
yeah,
real clutch for him to step up and make that. And then we were laughing afterwards because it makes my putt so much easier. I just step up there and throw it in instead of having to stress over it and try to grind one out.
Exactly. And this, another reason I really like the skins format is you can tell we're having a lot of fun this day. When you're not in the tournament setting and you're playing with good guys and you're gunning for everything, you can really have a lot of fun with it. So we were trash talking and goofing around and talking about funny stuff the whole day, and it was really a blast.
We move on to hole 5 here, which is the last wooded hole, and one of my favorite wooded holes on the Milo property. And it's a shot that I don't throw a ton, but the forehand roller seems to be the play from everyone, and that's about as textbook as it gets. You threw it a little long, but it's such a fun shot to be able to put down on the right angle and watch it go to the pin if you do. Justin stands his up a little much and ends up over to the left, but this is a cool hole. I really like this one.
Yeah, there's very few holes where the forehand roller is the right play and the hole is built for it. Oftentimes you get a hole that's just really poorly designed and everybody goes, oh, I don't know, let's try a forehand roller. But this is actually the shot for the hole, so it's unique in that regard.
Yeah, and then Chandler's going to show us the little tougher backhand play. But, I mean, you see guys do it successfully. He's going to take an overstable mid-range and just hit the gap and throw it right next to where your drive ended up with the forehand roller.
Yeah, that was incredible. Z drone for Chandler, just lacing it. Justin from downtown. Ooh.
Yeah, almost got it. And my shot was so irrelevant that it didn't even get videoed, but they'll step over to the birdie putts, and you're able to knock down that 30-footer. And like you said, switch putters to the Fierce. It seems to be pretty straight. And then Chandler's putting with Challenger OSs, I believe.
That's right. And I knew he was going to make his because Chandler is one of the best putters ever. So I actually was feeling a little bit of pressure to drain that. And I'm proud of myself for coming through, and it mattered, even though it was, only for $40.
Yeah, quite the grouping here. I would say that Chandler and Justin are both known for putting and maybe not big time distance, although Chandler can sneak him out there. You and I are more known for throwing the disc a long way and maybe not short game as much, but
Sure.
And now we're moving into the holes that are for us. Heck with them. We're getting to the big arm holes.
Yeah.
Some spots that we can open up a little. Do you try to go really high on this hole every time?
No. I actually was trying to swing it a little lower and tighter, and I just jacked up the follow through and skied it out.
Yeah, Justin does the same thing. I'm throwing an Emperor here, which is a disc that Garrett, I don't know if he helped design it or if it just ended up being his signature disc, but I really like it. It's kind of a mix between a Destroyer and a PD2, a little more stability, but it worked out on that one.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Chandler's going to be throwing a Zeus basically on all of these distance tee shots. The Zeus that he has in his bag, he had two that he was using that day. They were very stable. I was kind of jealous. I might try to steal one of those off him.
Yeah, I've seen guys throwing them before,
this.
and they look less stable than he was throwing them that day. He got a little inside maybe. There's the one tree that you hit, even though you hit it high. You kind of have to pick whether you want to go inside or outside of that. And if you don't have that elite like 500-foot power, then inside's kind of your best bet. And then you've got this for par, which does kind of still matter because Chandler and I are both about 25 feet away.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was going to matter. I knew one of you were going to probably make this. I'm hoping for both of you to make it so we can push.
And Chandler just dead on the pole. I mean, realistically, he won that Disc Golf Pro Tour putting challenge that we did virtually, and then his basket just didn't want to hold anything he threw in that last round. So I know he's making that putt, stepping up, and the first little bit of pressure I had on a putt, and it comes on hole 6, which is that's different. You're usually having them on hole 1, but it's
exactly.
We're starting to develop those pushes.
One of the great thing about the skins format is you know exactly how much a putt is worth. Right at the end of a tournament, you and I have been in position to win, a bunch of tournaments, and it may be $100 or $200 between first, second, or third place, but you really don't ever know when you're stepping up into the putts late in the round. But with skins, you know exactly how much it's for, and that's a fun way to practice the pressure putt.
Yeah, what a different situation, because I don't know about you, but I mean, we both have racked up some wins in our career, and if you ever start thinking about how much a putt's worth in singles, you're done, right? It's not going to go in. And you're thinking about what the result is as opposed to just going through the process late in the tournament. And we've both been able to pull out some big victories. And I guarantee the thought going through your head isn't, oh, this putt's worth $100 or this putt's worth $50 or whatever. It's just in the process of playing. But then every single hole in skins, I'm sitting there on hole 6 with a 20-footer after Chandler made it and been like, man, if I don't make this one, I don't have the opportunity to win $60 or whatever. And it certainly does change the mindset.
Yep. Very first tournament I ever played pro was Great Northwest Open, and it was held in Willamette Pass, I believe, that year. And I got in the skins match for having a hot round. It was my rookie pro debut, and I was playing against Andrew Rich, Nate Sexton, Lane Mason, and Buck Smith, I want to say. No. Jeff Cox, and we push $50 a hole through 6 holes, and so on the 5th hole, I had a putt for $250, and I missed it, chained out, 30-foot putt, and that was the first time I ever played pro, and I think not until today did I have a putt that I knew how much was worth like that. So it's been that was 2006, so it's been 14 years since the last time I was in a real skins match.
You're seeing kind of some textbook upshots. Mine wasn't very good on this, but hole 7, once you put your drive in a decent position, Chandler had a really good upshot from where he was tucked in the woods, but you want to birdie this hole, and there was a 33, 34 footer that felt real good knowing that you and Chandler are both parked, and it probably wasn't going to matter, but you want to get those putts rolling in this format because you never know when you're going to have that putt like you're talking about. You want to clean up everything, even if it's your par putt and 2 people are birdieing or whatever. You want to see the disc go in the basket so when it's your time, you can capitalize on the opportunity.
That's right. I felt good about my play on that one. I think you and Chandler kind of leaked to the edge of the green, so I thought maybe I might sneak one in on you guys, but you guys are too clutch for that, not letting me get away with anything.
And here we are, we're 6 holes in, and we've had you won hole 1 and then a whole bunch of pushes afterwards, so the value is starting to rack up. This is hole 8. I guess we're 7 full holes in, but hole 8 here, this hole in these conditions didn't feel like it was real birdieable. You get a good roller off here and get yourself a putt at it. But this hole, I don't know if it's just out of place. Over the years, it seems like the trees right next to the tee box have grown down. But I feel like we used to get rollers to have legitimate chances at it. And as the years have gone, this hole just gets harder and harder.
I've noticed the ground is a little bit rougher. I don't know what it is, but right off the tee, kind of undulates down. So we're all clearing kind of the rough area. And then they had just recently mowed, and the course looked fantastic, but was covered in hay. And what we're going to see in Chandler's roller basically hits a thick patch and just dies.
Yeah, and Chandler's and I took much different routes there. Mine bounced like 5 feet in the air on the first one, and it had too much angle. And then Chandler throws such a cool shot. Like ultimate
air bounce.
Air bounce, yeah. And then I'm throwing a tomahawk with a gator just to get out of the junk that I ended up in.
Oh my goodness. Justin leaked right, so I think we're going to go here. So yeah, I know this is worth $70, and I don't convert.
Yeah, weird stance. You were straddling, which I know isn't necessarily a preference, and you're in a bush too, where you really get no body lean at all into that. It's tough to get that putter really moving forward.
Yeah, I was in a very prickly bush, so I couldn't I couldn't even sit down and push off with the legs.
But
nice
good
slow-mo videos here, yeah.
Yeah, good angle on that. You can see it come out of your hand. We were even working with Justin and kind of teasing him. When you're throwing those rollers, it's very important to get over on the disc and go ahead and let your back arch and come through and really make sure that it lands in that angle that you want it to.
All right, on to the genius hole, everybody's favorite. Get to blast down the hill on this pretty gettable par 4. We actually are, this is an opportunity to get a look at it too, maybe, and steal some skins.
Yeah, and good shot there was at a Zeus. You straightened it out a little bit, but it carried a long way.
That was my Hurricane, but I think I'm at a point in my game where Hurricanes are coming out, Zeuses are going in, and that will be a Zeus next time.
And then Justin hits the tree, but he's out in the open. Honestly, he probably has as good of a chance to make a birdie as you do just from where it's at, and they're pretty much automatic birdies at that point. I'm going Cloudbreaker on this, one of the Discmania DD3s. A little more aggressive. I would have liked a little bit more right turn, but like you said, it's an opportunity to get a 2. That was good, not great, and it still gets like a 70-footer out of it.
Exactly. Chandler with the Zeus is going to try to follow you instead of me, which would be a better play.
Follows you
he
instead.
Starts to follow me, yep. Shout out to Andre, our catch cam guy on the day. I think he was recruited by Colin from CH Sports, and he was a trooper, put in all 36 holes. He's a good guy.
Yeah, they get more walking in than we do for sure, especially whoever's on the camera that's behind the players, because poor Colin was behind just running us down every shot, and we're trying to wait and be as patient as we can. And I'm lining up a little Annie jumper for 8 skins and just left it a little short. But...
And then we have our cleanup much all for birdie. So technically it would be a star frame if we all convert here, which looks like we will. And again, very gettable par 4, one of the perennial favorites out here at Milo.
I don't know if you'll see any two-hand putts and overhand rolling putts like Chandler and I did in singles, but yeah, we're 9 holes in, coming to the end of our first video, and we have one skin. It's on hole 1. So as we get a cool slow-mo of your pull-through there, we will be right back with video number 2, but Dion's at $10. The next hole is worth $90, and we will be back with you guys shortly.
All right, it's heating up. See you guys on the back 9.